Oh, it's Rick Taylor.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Rick Taylor back with another episode of that Rick Taylor podcast. You know what I'm saying? And tonight I wanted to do something different. I wanted to talk about Snowfall, my favorite show that's out on TV right now. You know what I'm saying? As we see that it just went off. And I know I'm late, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to catch up and watch the episodes and see the finale and stuff like that. And I wanted to talk about it. I'm also on Facebook Live as well. So everybody chime in, man. Anybody out here who's watching it as well, y'all can definitely tap in, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely tap in, call in, and we could talk about it. But I'm gonna jump right into it, man. The ending was crazy, as we all know. The ending was crazy, and I don't think none of us was expecting that. I mean, to a certain extent, I kind of, I was talking to a coworker. We was talking about the show, and she actually put it in my ear that she think on how she thought or how she think the ending would like end. And she said she actually thought Franklin would be on the rock. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of like, that's not far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Like, death in jail is too predictable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, kind of like, it makes sense of why it would end the way it ended. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely makes sense of why it would have ended the way it ended. But I know a lot of people mad about it. You know what I'm saying? It's life, you know what I'm saying? That it really hit home, you know what I'm saying? Like we heard about stories like that where a lot of people who had the money, had everything, and ended up in the end with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like with nothing. And it's a sad situation, man. It's a sad situation. I seen a lot of people talking about Sissy, how they said she was bogus, she was wrong. I seen a lot of people talk about how Leon was disloyal and how Leon was bogus. I don't really think Leon was bogus. Now, Sissy, on the other hand, I'm stuck in between. I'm trying to get why she did what she did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it was, she said, to protect Franklin so he wouldn't go, because the money was destroying him. He was getting greedy. And I guess he felt like if he had that money, as long as he had that money, he would get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? He would continue to destroy himself and his community. But I don't see it like that. I think, like, if he would have got that money, that would have been his way out. He would have been done with the game. He ain't got Teddy on him because Moms could have popped him right after he got that money. But, I was back and forth. Like I was back and forth on my opinion. Like, did we really think Franklin would get that money? You know what I'm saying? Because he still had to, like, he did call the bank and all that, but that wasn't guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? He still could have had some up his sleeve, but we'll never know. We got to leave that to our imagination. Yeah, man. Anybody watching, man, chime in, man. Comment below, whatever y'all want to do. But for the people out there in the YouTube world and everything, also just follow me, subscribe, Rick Taylor Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? All my Snowfall fans tap in. Comment below and let me know what y'all think. Was Sissy bogus and was Leon disloyal? Now, my take on Leon, I don't think Leon was disloyal because Franklin came to him asking for all of his money. Ain't like he just asked for a little bit. He asked for all of his money. Nigga said, how much money you have? And he told him, he was honest with him because anybody else probably would have lied, but he was 100 with him like, I got $3 million. And dog was like, yeah, I'm gonna need all that because I'm trying to start my business back up. And Leon wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, having that. Wasn't cool with that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't blame him. Like I'm saying, you coming to me asking me for $3 million, bro? Like $3 million? Nah. Now if you would have asked for 500,000, it'd be different probably. But again, I don't know. What y'all think? But overall, the whole show though was a masterpiece. Shout out to all the cast members. Shout out to John Singleton. Rest in peace. Dope show, dope show, man. Definitely will be missed. I can't wait for the spinoff. Hopefully they really do the spinoff and stuff like that. So if they do, I'm tuned in for sure. It's supposed to be about Wanda. I want to see how that's gonna be based off of the '90s and the gangster rap era and stuff like that. I think that's really gonna be like a good show to watch with a whole new cast and stuff like that. I definitely think it's gonna be one to watch. Now, I wanna go back a little bit for me personally. Who now, just for anybody listening, and you know what I'm saying, if you watch it on Facebook or you watch it on YouTube, tap in, chime in, comment, leave your comments below. I wanted to ask you, what's y'all take on it? Like, who was wrong from the jump? Where did it go wrong? Of course it went wrong when they first got into the business, but like, where did it actually go wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I think everybody can agree with this, but everybody might have a different opinion and different thoughts when it comes to this. Like, did it go wrong? Of course, everybody might say it went wrong when Louis went behind Frank back and started working with Teddy, which I definitely agree. I definitely agree that was definitely some disloyal stuff. But I kind of also think that Frank kind of got like beside himself a little bit. Yeah, you is the boss. You did create this, but you ain't create this by yourself. I did feel like he was getting a little big headed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I built this shit. This is my shit, brick by brick, all that stuff. I think like the money started getting to him then, and he started like, forgetting about the people who really like put the work in. Not saying he didn't go through nothing to put the work in, but I feel like he kind of like, was like kind of dissing his people in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I get it though. You have to like enforce power and let people know you can't be ran over and stuff like that. And sometimes he did get challenged, but I think a little bit it was more so that, and that's what led up to Louis really wanting to do what she did, because she said like she felt as probably they kept like, getting themselves in silly situations. Like, look at the situation with Scully when they went against Scully, and they chose Man Boy instead of Scully, which was stupid. Stuff like that. She just started looking at situations that Franklin was getting them in, and she wasn't really cool with that, and I agree with that, but that still don't mean go behind your nephew back and get his plug. You know what I'm saying? That was bogus, because that now what you're doing is starting a whole war with the family, like bringing got the family going against each other and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't cool, and you knew exactly what it was going to do, but you did it anyway. And Jerome sat here and told you, I don't want to go against my family. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't worth it. And she still didn't listen, but that was Jerome downfall right there. That was his demise, his wife, Louis. And sadly, it ended bad for Jerome, you know what I'm saying? He should have just left that night, and she should have just left that night when he came home and said he wanted to go to Jamaica and he was done. But, Louis, hungry for more, greedy, just like Franklin, she couldn't stop. So, that was that. But so that's one thing. Louis going behind Franklin back, definitely that definitely kicked it off. And then, Franklin trying to rob, he did rob Louis and them, because Louis didn't want to give up Teddy information of where he was at, because she felt like that was gonna hurt her business, and that was bogus as hell. I ain't gonna lie, that was real bogus. But at the same time, I ain't gonna say I couldn't blame her, because I don't agree with what she did in the first place, but I see why she wouldn't have given him up. So, but that was definitely bogus. And then, let me back up. Let me back up. After Louis went behind Franklin back and stole the plug, he told Teddy, I'm done. And, which I don't know what Franklin was thinking. Like, I don't know why he thought that was going to be cool. Like, he was just going to let him just like walk away scot-free and nothing happened, and be mad or nothing. And like, Frank should have, knowing who he was dealing with, you should have known like the consequence. The bro was going to do something spiteful. And I honestly felt like, I get you got to have money in the bank as a businessman, but I honestly don't think that Franklin was really thinking like you shouldn't have had all that money in that bank. Like 73 million should have not all been in the bank. You could at least stash like 5 million or something like, you know what I'm saying, had hidden, not even where Veronique knew where it was at, you know what I'm saying? Because like it was just a personal stash that you needed to know. So I think that's where Frank was slipping at. And if he would have never, of course, if Sissy would have never, like, you know, did what she did at that moment, he'd have all that, half of that money. But honestly, even if she did what she did, if Frank would have just put some money away in a different spot, Frank would have been good. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think Frank would have been good. He could have just like built his enterprise back up far as with the real estate and stuff like that. Another thing I think where Frank went wrong too is when he choked up Veronique. You know, he shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really just trying to help you in your best interest and stuff like that. And I get it. You upset. You know, you just lost 73 million. You don't want her to go behind your back, but she doing what's best for your family. I see a lot of people say she was bogus too, but I don't know. Like, I kind of like don't see her being 100% bogus. I get it. She shouldn't have had took all of it, but you can't tell somebody who's been hurt and who's how to react. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. It was messed up, but I guess in a sense of a way, she was thinking about her family, like her unborn child. And then, you know, her mom always said, you know, you need to get out of this situation. She's seen people like Franklin before, men like Franklin, who would do everything to get this money and wouldn't stop. And, you know, we seen how hungry Franklin was and how evil he was becoming. He was cold-blooded. Like, he'd do anything for this money. Like, and I get it. When you win that game, you got to be like that. But, you know, Veronique, that's your lady, man. She was really trying to look out for you. And then you turn around and do something dumb just for, like, out of pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she really had, like, their best interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did something smart. And you know she know a lot about real estate and scamming, period. So I think V was really just trying to put them in a position to like get themselves better and like start them over. You know what I'm saying? So that was another thing when he choked her. I already knew like, oh yeah, she gone. She gone. She finna go with moms out of the country. Franklin finna lose his money. Ain't finna see his kid. You know, it's a lot of situations, man, that was messed up, man. And just to see how Frank went down bad, man, it's just, damn, bro. I'm not surprised though. I'm really not surprised. Like, to see Frank down bad. What's good, my boy? What's good, my boy? What you think, man, about the who was that? Yeah, what you think, KD? What you think about Snowfall, man? What you think about the ending and stuff like that, man? Tap in. You can even call, bro. 414-554-6037, man. Hit me. What do you think about this ending and stuff like that? And also, like I said, back to what I was saying, man. Yeah, V was just trying to, you know, she was trying to have their best interests and stuff like that. And Frank was just doing a lot of stuff. Like, it ended bad, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. I think a lot of people were just mad because, you know, a lot of shows, it shows the black ending. And for the black people, like, it's always bad. We can't never get ahead. We can't never just win. But I think this show is just more realistic. Like, come on now, how many people do we know really ride off in the sunset, excuse me, after being in a drug game, doing so much, and like, you know, just how many people ride off into the sunset like that? Like, it's either death or in jail. You might get lucky, but it's like a good 1%, 2%, whatever. But Franklin did a lot to the point where he couldn't turn back, you know what I'm saying? You had to pay for some of that karma, you know. I'm a real believer in karma. You know what I'm saying? And Franklin hurt a lot of people and, you know, fucked over a lot of people. So, you know, to be honest, though, I honestly think that the ending, yeah, it was worse because it's like it could have been, he could have been dead or he could have been in jail. But I honestly think his ending was, he still can survive from that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he didn't want to be like his pops. You know, he hated his pops, so he didn't want to be like his pops. He didn't want to turn out how his pops did. But your pops got off that bottle. You know what I'm saying? He tried to turn his life around and stuff like that. So can you. So that would be interesting to see if Franklin's going to be in the spinoff. I don't think so, but it would be dope if he was. I could see them putting him in there like couple scenes, like how he was walking, like how his pops was walking around the city at first. I could see them doing that with Frank. Who knows? Maybe just add him in there, but I think that spinoff is going to be dope. It had some Easter eggs in there, and it was a full circle as well. I like how they always like try to like how they in the end. I like how they was shooting Boys in the Hood, and it was like an ode to John Singleton. That was dope because it was set in 1990 at that time. Years that went by, like 3 years or 3.5 or something like that. It went by, and it's 1990 now. And they shooting Boys in the Hood, and I think that was dope. And Franklin still ain't changed, talking shit. Y'all ain't gonna win no. What do you say? Y'all ain't gonna win no Oscar, and stuff like that. It was funny, but it was still sad to see how Franklin was. But that's the sad truth in our community and people in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like that honestly make me wonder about the people who we see in front of the stores now. Like we see the people who be getting drunk on drugs and stuff. That makes you look at them different. Like, damn, like, because I'm not gonna say they was somebody because they still somebody. They still human. But that makes you wonder, like, damn, how was this person? Who was this person? What did this person have? Did he have it all and lost it all? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people even like fall victim to their own drugs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of OGs and stuff, like people who've been around, been in the game for so long, and they done told stories about that. And like they said, that's valid. Like that's how it was. A lot of people was getting strung out on drugs, becoming drunks and losing it all, and just always being that like that person to be like, I used to be that. I used to have all this. We all know somebody who used to tell those stories like, I used to be this, I used to be that, I used to have this, but then I ain't got nothing. And so you end up not believing them. But real talk, we looking at Franklin like, yeah, and make you look at that situation different. So shout out to the cast of, shout out Franklin, man. Shout out Damson, man. You did your thing with that, man. Hat off to you, man. You definitely snapped with that role. And John Singleton, man, I always been a fan of him. I'm glad he came up with the idea to do Snowfall, you know what I'm saying? And I wrote him a while back. He never wrote back, of course, but I was like, man, you should do a show about the Bloods and the Crips and stuff like that, and how that started and stuff like that. Let me see. Karma always come back hard. In my opinion, wasn't learning from his mistakes. That's a fact, bro. He wasn't. He wasn't learning from his mistakes, bro. I can definitely say that. Let me see what you're saying. He wasn't learning from his mistakes, and honestly, he needs that one person in his corner that we all got. We all know when you're in the game, it's a lot. Yeah, bro. Like honestly, he wasn't learning from his mistakes. That's a fact, bro. And he wasn't learning, bro. And but I feel like he had some people in his corner. Leon was that person. You know what I'm saying? Leon was loyal from the beginning to the end. And I'm proud of Leon, bro. Like, Leon really, changed, bro. Like, he started off as a hothead, just like a shooter. Hothead shooter, like, no questions asked, just ride for Franklin. And then he just became, like, he just bossed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he bossed up, he wised up after, of course, after that sad tragic of killing the kid. But, that's another situation that Frank put him in. You know what I'm saying? So Frank was really putting him in situations that he had to be in. But, Leon retaliated and stuff like that. And sadly that, the kid, had to take the bullet and stuff like that. And it woke Frank up, you know what I'm saying? It definitely made him want to be a better person. He started reading books and stuff like that. Somebody pointed this out on YouTube. You can even see in his apartment how it changed. At first, it was just like he didn't care. It was pictures, like naked pictures up, just hood shit all around. But then after that situation happened, he had like books, all kind of books, posters, Black history posters, all kind of stuff. He's really trying to do his things. He definitely was right about that. My boy, Jay, what's going on, Jayla? You said Miles was bogus as a bitch, though. She was bogus. I know Miles was bogus. She could have waited 10 seconds before she popped Teddy, but she just went off emotion. And I honestly just feel like she didn't want bro to have the money. Like, she was mad at him, too, because she was like, when she asked him, like, can you live your life without seeing me, like without talking to me again? And he said, yeah. He basically chose money over her mom's, you know what I'm saying? So moms was just like, she was reacting that day. She was fed up. They damn near switch roles, no bullshit though. They did switch roles, bro. Like Leon, at first Franklin was a good kid. Leon was out here, and they switched roles. Like, Franklin became more of a savage, and Leon became more of like an open-minded, like, revolutionary type of person, bro. And wasn't nobody trying to hear what Leon was saying though, But it was definitely a good way to see the characters like change and grow throughout the seasons and stuff like that. And it was definitely a good ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, like how. Let's talk about Peaches, bro. Like, I feel like we was gonna see Peaches again. It was kind of predictable. Like, we was gonna I'm gonna say predictable because we didn't know if he was gonna see. I thought it was either gonna be Mel or Peaches, but then again, it made more sense for it to be Peaches because he stole that bread. And we never heard from him again. Like, Franklin was hurt, bro. I would have been hurt too. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You stole $5 million from me, then, you know what I'm saying? You open that safe up, it's only 12 bands. Like, bro. Peaches snapped though. Peaches damn near, he bought a whole crib with his money and everything, getting high off that shit. Him had the junkies all in the mansion. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I think that 12,000, of course, like, a lot of people, we look at 12,000 as a lot. You know what I'm saying? 12,000 could probably change somebody's life right now. But Franklin at that time, like where he was like really like, you know what I'm saying? He had 73 million. You know what I'm saying? $12,000 to him is like peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Really like peanuts. But I don't, people was like he could have flipped it, but he wasn't no plug with his family gone. Can't trust nobody. It was over for that. I do wonder, like, what if Frank, like, what could Frank, like, Frank could have got a 9 to 5, but you just imagine, bro, like, everybody that you love is gone. Like, his mind was just gone, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, in this situation could have drove anybody to, like, be like how Frank was. I ain't gonna say hit the bottle, but it could have you could have lost your mind, bro. Like, some people would have probably got out here on demon time, all kind of stuff. Like, to have $73 million, bro, and then just it's gone. Your mom was locked up for life. Your uncle dead. Your auntie who loved you and you loved her at one point on the run. Probably ain't gonna see her no more. Your pops dead. You know what I'm saying? Best friend, like, he grown. He got a family to think about. He growing, you know what I'm saying? He can't say you, but, and it was good to see at the end, though, Frank really tell Leon, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you. You my best friend, the best friend I ever had. You know what I'm saying? That was deep. You know what I'm saying? That was a sad part. I ain't gonna lie. That was real sad to see that. But, man, that was sad, man.